can be friends when you're not so fragile. When you know yourself well, somewhere down the sweet line. When I do things for me, 'cause I don't wanna be a therapy. I wanna be free, so ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh, but I don't need your help. Get out of my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me just stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way. I'm moving on up. So the last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, 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 I know, you know, it's time you let me go. Don't go, don't follow, 'cause I'll do it fine on my own. I know, you know, it's time I'll let you go. Don't go, don't follow, 'cause I'll be gone. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me just stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. To the last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Get out of my way. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Get out of my way.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So,
Sometimes that's more than financial.
well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
Hello, squaddies. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the chat, everyone. And happy Thanksgiving to all the USA citizens, both over in the US and also any US citizens celebrating in other countries of the world. I hope you are all getting to spend time with your families and enjoying a turkey or vegan roll or whatever it is that you eat at Thanksgiving. Alrighty, so welcome everyone. Thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, please. I wonder what they're doing over in Montecito today. Now that Harry is on his way to becoming a US citizen. If he isn't already, if he hasn't been given, you know that in some countries they give a special like diplomatic citizenship if you're of a certain position or title or you've accomplished something great, they just give you citizenship. So I don't know if you have that in the US, but I hope they're having fun over at the Montecito Castle. All right, let's get straight into it. Okay, let's get in. Before we get into the royal stuff, I want to get into a few non-royal stories. Some fun and funny, and some a little bit more serious that I thought were just worth mentioning because they have gone quite viral. So you've probably heard of some of these stories already, but for those of you that haven't, I just wanted to bring them up. Balenciaga. Balenciaga, a very popular brand, designer brand, have become quite. They were a very high-end brand, but they've tried to target more of the millennial and Gen Z demographic now, using faces like Kim Kardashian and Kanye West have probably become the most famous faces in recent years. They've gone viral for all the wrong reasons. this last week for this ad. I don't think it bears me explaining why that is. You see a child in 3 different settings, a party setting, and a bedroom setting. This is a 3-year-old girl. The photographer is a grown man. I cannot believe that this got approved, that this photographer was allowed to shoot this. This goes through several approval stages when these shoots get done. And one might think this is a very distasteful outrage marketing, which I think it is. I think they very much did this on purpose. I think they were very much looking for a reaction. Until you look at some of the other ads and then you start to see certain patterns. So there were several ads shot. There was one with a little boy as well. You know, you can see like teddy bears dressed up in like bondage gear. That is a photographer. Shame on him and the parents. And then because this ad triggered so many people, people started looking at some of Balenciaga's other ads and they started to find even more strange things. So that somebody actually somehow managed to find this. So this is a completely different Balenciaga ad for a handbag. And if you zoom into those papers, what you actually see is a document referring to a child P case. I'm not going to say the word in case it triggers the censors. So someone on the creative team printed that, put it in the photo shoot. The photo shoot got taken and this got put on the website. And then it doesn't stop there. In a completely separate ad for Balenciaga, in the background, there is a book by a photographer named Michael Bormus called Fire from the Sun. Please do not Google that book or look for the images because they are very distasteful, I'm going to say, images of children trying to be passed off as art. So that's almost 4 different ads from Balenciaga with very inappropriate things. And actually, the first thing I thought about when I saw the teddy bear one was that whole thing with Prince Andrew and his teddy bears. And I actually remember several squaddies at the time saying that they thought the whole teddy bear thing was something to do with Pete. I won't say the word in case it triggers the censors. And all I can say about this and why I wanted to bring it up as somebody with, you know, nephews, nieces, young people around me, please, please, please look out for your kids. Teach them the signs of, you know, being groomed and being taken advantage of, because I do feel that there's something very, very sinister about this, that a big brand like Balenciaga can put this out there. I think it's just gross. So please protect your kids, have conversations with them, because there are people out there looking to take advantage of your children. And I mean, they're even putting in ads now. This is really, really scary. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. And also in the case of Shanquella Robinson, the update now is that they will be extraditing the Carbo 6, we're going to call them. We're not going to call her their friends. And there is now evidence that there was a lot of corruption between not just the authorities, but also doctors that were on the scene. Apparently, a lot of money was taken from Shanquella. And so I think we will get justice in this case because we've made so much noise. And just well done to everyone who signed the petition, who donated for this young girl whose life did not need to be taken. So that's all on those stories. Okay, I'll just go to your comments before we go on to the next thing. Yes, Victoria Fabre's scandal. Okay, so also going on over in the US, the Biden's daughter got married. Congratulations to her. And there was this really cool picture of her taking a mirror shot. I don't know where this is taken. It's probably some kind of Great Hall where they have pictures of the different presidents. But there you have the granddaughter of this is his great granddaughter, the granddaughter of 46, next to a photo of 43, with 44 in the mirror, Obama in the mirror. Where is 45? Nowhere to be seen. But 45 was having his own daughter's wedding somewhere else. Listen, congratulations to everyone. I just don't like everyone in this picture. You can see the difference. A very fruit cakey, pastel-y wedding with a very champagne popping wedding over at the Bidens. Congratulations to everyone. Okay, on to I think that's all of my non-royal stuff. On to the royal stuff. This lovely picture of Amanda Gorman and Harry and Meghan popped up on Amanda's Instagram feed. Amanda, of course, shot to fame after she recited a poem at the Biden inauguration. And she also featured in Archetypes. I don't know where this photo was taken, but it looks like it could be Harry and Meghan's backyard. But all three of them looking like the California sun is really doing them good, just radiant, smiling. Like I said on Twitter, this is the smile of a man eating jerk spiced chicken. That twinkle in his eyes suggests he may also have plantain in his system, and maybe also some cassava. Because look at them rosy cheeks. Harry's eating well. I'm sure Mama Doria is doing some great cooking for Thanksgiving. And it's great to see that they actually all got to meet. Amanda's been doing amazing, going from strength to strength. She was also at the last UN Women's event with Priyanka Chopra, and Meghan was also meant to be at that event as well. So obviously, because of Lizzie's passing, we missed out on getting to see her there. But I'm sure we will see more from this young lady, and hopefully Meghan can go to another UN event and we can see them there together. Also, in some other positive Sussex Squad news, it is November and we're still collecting donations for the World Central Kitchen fundraiser for Archie and Lily. So thank you so much to everyone who continues to donate. I didn't even know that was still going. So I'm going to hunt down the link, or if anyone has the link, please do post it in the comment section. And thank you to everybody who continues to donate. Well done, squaddies. Over in Royal Reporter news, or should we say Royal Rodent news? Rob Jobson. It must be so hard being a Royal Rodent nowadays. I want you to pay close attention, not to the tweets, because the tweets aren't interesting, but to let me take off the banner, to the numbers that these tweets are getting. One retweet got 7 likes. Another tweet that he put out about Charles got 40 likes. The middle one got 40 likes, and then the others, so they're averaging about 40 when it comes to the other members of the royal family. But when he posts about Harry and Meghan, 2,000 likes, 300 retweets, and over 600 comments. The numbers speak for themselves. And what's so funny is that this article, of course, it's a Daily Mail article that's negative. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the haters are the biggest fans, because they're the ones that are reading and retweeting this article and concentrating on our faves. Meanwhile, their faves are having banquets, preparing apparently for more tours. William and Kate are meant to be coming to America, and they're not focused on that. They're focused on our faves instead. And there was also just a tour with was it the Duke of Gloucester? A 19-stop tour that got no coverage at all. Because who are they focusing on? Our faves. Okay, let's go to your comments before we continue. Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Church Nelly, wait, I'm a moderator. Did I make you a moderator? Apparently I did. When did I do that? Did I? Huh. I don't know. Do you know what? Maybe I just was like, oh, must have just like clicked on your name on or something. Yeah, you are. I mean, if you don't want to be a moderator, I'll take it off. But I honestly can't even remember doing that or when I did it. Thank you so much to Sanye W. Much appreciated. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Paul Charles, I am sure UK people are envious of the US because today we have food on the table. The rest of the UK are starving while the royals are having a banquet with UK food on the table. Yes, a banquet that we paid for. Oh, thank you so much, Sanye. Thank you so much. Yes, do join the replay squad. Jen Commonwealth, it's hard out there for the pimps, indeed. The royal pimps hanging on every last string they can grab. Oh, thank you, Church Nelly, if you don't mind being a moderator. I appreciate you all. Okay, so yeah, that is that. So yeah, there was the big banquet. Listen, everyone, I am so over the copycat thing, so I'm not even going to talk about it. I didn't talk about it when the photos first came out. I'm not going to talk about it now. We all know who looks the best in that Love Knot tiara. Diana wore it many times, including on her wedding day. And no other Princess of Wales would be able to pull it off. So the whole copycat thing, copying Diana, copying Meghan, I'm over it. And I think I said it in the podcast that I was probably never going to talk about it again. And we should probably stop talking about it because she obviously wants the attention. I mean, she's even wearing Diana's earrings as well. Okay, and a £4,000 Jenny Peckham dress. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the only thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to the dress is how much it cost. £4,000 of taxpayer money for her to go to this banquet, which probably costs quite a lot. And they're all having a nice fancy meal while the peasants are protesting for their rights. And look at that cover of the Metro. Banquet fit for a king on top, and making fun of one of the union bosses at the bottom. It's Mick Grinch. Now they are looking to protest. I think some of the postal services are protesting, and other services that keep the wheels moving. I think possibly transport as well. But at the end of the day, it's an inconvenience, but you know people have the right to fight for fairer pay if they want fairer pay. People have the right to fight for their rights, and I don't think it's okay for a big publication like the Metro, one of I think it's the most popular free publication in the UK, to be vilifying the unions while elevating the royals, because some of that money that the royals are spending, well, quite frankly, all of it, because they should be funding themselves, could be going back into society where it's needed the most. What's also interesting is on both the Metro and the Daily Telegraph, they go for bigger pictures of Kate. In fact, on the Daily Telegraph, they just went for Kate, while the king and his queen consort are teeny on the Metro one. And this tells me that the papers have realized that shock horror, not that many people are interested in Charles, or at least not that many people would pick up a paper with Charles, big on the cover compared to Kate. Because regardless of our personal opinions of Kate, she does still have her little fan base. They love the fashion, they love, whatever it is. And they are likely to pick up those newspapers when they see a picture of her in comparison to Charles. And I would actually argue that she probably is still a lot more popular than Charles. And this, we know, is going to be a problem. Because if there's anything that Charles doesn't like, it's ladies in tiaras who steal his shine. And it's also going to be a problem for Camilla. Because for reasons obvious, I'm not going to get shady. Obviously, Kate would sell more paper covers than Camilla. So, Kate, you in danger, girl. Watch your back. Rochelle, and is all the UK angry about the RFK Awards? I think 95% of the UK don't even know what it is, and probably wouldn't know what it is if the Royal Rodents and Piss Moron wouldn't keep screaming and yelling about it. But now everybody knows what it is, and everybody's going to be watching and waiting to see when Harry and Meghan get their awards. So it's like they keep doing. It's like the Streisand effect, right? You know, they try to destroy the moment and then they just give it attention. I didn't know what the RFK Awards was before, obviously before Harry and Meghan were nominated, but I feel like even if I was someone who wasn't even interested or following Harry and Meghan, well, I know what it is now. Joan Commonwealth thought, yes, where is her husband? Not me literally forgetting to ask where William is. That's a good question. Yeah, where's the husband? Where's Willie? I mean, the papers aren't even interested in him. Himi fan, after the last debacle with photos, I think the tabloids got their marching orders from Ma Middleton. I think so too. And do you want to know why I think Lady Catherine here was so happy at this banquet? Because Lady Rose wasn't invited. And this was a state banquet. So Lady Rose would have been invited, the same way she was invited to the Trump state visit. But she was not there. But William was here. He was here, by the way. He's just not pictured. Nobody wants to see William. All right, so that was that. Oh, and I've also forgot to mention, yes, Peter Hunt tweeted 2022. Yes, 2022. And we've got royals in tiaras having banquets. And this tweet, if you go to it, it triggered the Derangers. I actually haven't seen them this triggered in a while. And literally all he tweeted was a date. And apparently that was enough to trigger them all. But it is quite embarrassing that we're still doing this in 2022. And while the royals are having their banquets, doctors are now going to start prescribing heating. So because the cost of fuel has gone up so much, it's put everybody in a very difficult position. But imagine you have an illness that absolutely requires that you stay warm. People will just literally end up dying in their homes. I think there's actually a term for this when the government makes austerity measures and it causes the parts of the population to pass in great numbers. I forget the term, but obviously they want to avoid that. And so now doctors can actually prescribe fuel payments for patients who need to keep warm. I mean, it just should not get to the point where the cost of living is so high that you would need to do something like this. Right, let's go to comments. Mad Wilson, did they have Kate's mothers let them eat cake cupcakes? Yes, I remember those. Talk about throwing it in our faces. I wonder how her party pieces line is doing in the US because it launched there. I haven't heard anything about it. And you know, if those products had flown off the shelves, you would have never heard the end of it. Haven't heard anything about it since that news came out, and there was that picture of Karen Middleton standing in that shop. Rahini, if I was British, I was going to one of the royal houses and begging for food. Oh gosh, they'll probably give you the corgis leftovers. Like I'm sure the corgis are still eating, right? And when I see things like this, it just makes me more glad that Harry and Meghan left. I will continue to maintain that they left a sinking ship. Because can you imagine in the middle of this cost of living crisis, even as a fan, it would be very awkward for me because what do I say? At the end of the day, they're still living off of the taxpayers' money. So I'm glad they're gone and they don't have to carry that over their heads anymore. Because no matter how much the tabloids want to scream about Meghan's designer bags and her designer shoes, well, she bought them with her own money. So if she wants to spend thousands on shoes and bags, she can spend thousands on shoes and bags because that's her money. It's not mine. It's not my neighbor's. It's hers and Harry's. Not to be forgotten, Edwina and Ford Fiesta were also there. It doesn't seem like they are going to get the titles that they wanted. It's been what, two months since Charles has been officially king now, and I mean the Cams didn't waste time on their social media changing their titles. They have their titles. It seems like Ford Fiesta and Edwina have not got theirs. Over with Camilla, she went to Bernardo's to hand out the teddy bears that were left for the Queen outside of Buckingham Palace. They were all washed and they were all given to children at the Bernardo's charity. A very sweet gesture, but as somebody that's used Bernardo's services because I have a disabled sibling in my family, let me tell you that a teddy bear is not what these families need. And I can't help but feel a great sense of disdain seeing this actually, because one of my younger sisters requires 24/7 care. We've been in the system pretty much from the time that she was born, and I've seen over the last 20 years how, because of austerity measures, services for people with disabilities and their families have been cut. And charities like Bernardo's do great things, but they are going to struggle during the recession, and the government is not doing enough. So we need a lot more than just cuddly little teddy bears for these children and their families. And interesting, the only time they thought to bring anything was basically recycled leftovers that were left outside the palace. They've never showed up to Bernardo's or a charity and just given anything. And as we all know, really all they like to give is a smile here and there.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes that's more than financial.
Yeah. Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So
To your comments before we continue. Linda Lala, I'm wondering if Megs could see with being away the rats would go after Catherine. She seemed empathetic towards Catherine at the Queen's funeral. We never know what really goes on behind closed doors. No, we don't. But what we see publicly also tells a story. That also tells a story. Joan Commonwealth, her party piece is launched in a MAGA area, so we won't know if it's selling. Well, if she was smart and she really wanted to get into the American market, wouldn't you wait until Thanksgiving? Vivica, isn't Fiesta wearing Meg's wedding tiara? Wait, what? No, that's not Meg's. Whew, girl, you almost had me throwing a brick at my laptop there. No, that's not Megan's wedding tiara. That's not the one. Okay. And I recognize that tiara as well. No, it's not Megan's wedding tiara. It's not the one. It looks similar, but it's cut differently. Andrew, that remark will forever be remembered. I will keep it alive. It is my personal mission to keep what William said alive. My children's children will know that William, current heir to the throne, soon to be king, said this.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time, and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's lots more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So you know.
Himi fan, I hope I'm not being unfair, but I think Kate would reject any kindness from Meghan. Well, it seems like it. And what's unfortunate is that from the outside looking in, it seems like, you know, Meghan could have really been Kate's biggest ally, and she just decided to reject her. Whether that was out of jealousy or whatever it was, she just decided to reject her. Rahini, they didn't even buy the teddy bears. Exactly. There were literally leftover teddy bears that were left outside the palace by the public. And on any other day, they would never just show up and just give something. And we see it even now when they show up to food banks. All right. On to the next thing. Scotland's independence. Yes, the Supreme Court essentially ruled that Scotland could not have a second independence referendum. And they know full well that if Scotland was to have another referendum, it would likely go the way of leave. Very likely go the way of leave now. I mean, it's relatively split in the middle. But I think it would be very, very close, but it would definitely go to leave. So just to summarize, the Supreme Court judge ruled unanimously to reject the Scottish government's argument that it can hold a second referendum. Now, Scotland's First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, said that the judgment essentially closes one door, but she believes that the next general election can be used as a de facto vote on independence. So please don't ask me how that would work, because I don't know the political in and outs, but that's what she said. Now, the current Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, during Prime Minister's questions, said to the House of Commons that he welcomed the ruling by Lord Reid and his fellow judges. And so for a fresh vote to be held legally, Westminster would have to temporarily hand over powers to Holyrood like it did in 2014. And but polling in the last few years suggests that the electorate would vote the other way. And Scotland is, like I said, pretty much split down the middle on the issue. But we know who's definitely happy about this. These two. They are most definitely happy about this. But I think at least half of the Scottish population that would vote to become independent is not happy. And this also signals something, I think, for Wales. And Leanne Wood, she tweeted this. So she actually served, for those of you who don't know who Leanne is, she served as the leader of Plaid Cymru. I'm so sorry to any Welsh people if I said that wrong. Between March 2012 to 2018. So it's one of the parties in Wales. And she posted this on Twitter. She said, people cannot be expected to continue to suffer indefinitely with no mechanism to change their unjust situation. This is not democracy. This situation cannot be sustained. If you have a view on this, make sure to have your say by being part of the national conversation, which is considering all of the options for our country's future. She said the Tories in Westminster continue to pursue policies that harm working people and deepen inequalities. They fail to grasp the urgency of the situation regarding climate change. They are going for more austerity. They will always put money above people. In Wales and Scotland, many of us want to pursue a different path. We believe that we can and should be able to pursue policies and decisions that put people and their communities and future of our planet at the heart of everything. So obviously she's speaking a little bit more in terms of climate change there, but it can apply to many things when it comes to having independence. She also went on to say, people in Wales should be able to decide on the rules that govern us. We should be able to decide on our own constitutional future. Yet yesterday's judgment means that Scotland, and therefore also Wales, has no such right. We have no right to test the opinion of people regarding our country's future, alliances, or independence. There is no right for self-determination. She also went on to say, we can and should be able to clean up our politics so it's without nepotism, abuse, and corruption. We can and should make choices that stop the coming cuts and especially stop them from hitting and harming those who can afford them least. Again, these feelings in favor of independence are growing, yet there appears to be no legal means for the people in our countries to express them. If we can't hold a legal referendum, what are we meant to do? That is a very good question. There's anyone who is listening to this and you are from Wales, please comment about how you feel about this. But I see no reason why they shouldn't be allowed to have a referendum. Well, Wales or Scotland shouldn't be allowed to have a referendum. It's the powers that be that want to hold on. Because listen, if you have a fair and democratic referendum and it goes to remain, then it goes to remain. We had that with Brexit. We voted to leave and we left. So, let the people decide. If the whole of the UK could decide to leave the EU, well, why can't Scotland and Wales decide whether or not they want to be independent? Right. To your comments. Adrian, they are holding Scotland hostage. Yes, because I believe Scotland actually has a lot of is it gas reserves in the sea? So I don't think that Scotland would suffer without the rest of the union. I actually think that they would probably thrive. Hey, Connie Barmer. No, I'm on. I'm on. I think I had originally actually scheduled this podcast for tomorrow by accident. And then I realized it said in 31 hours. I was like, what? I'm doing a podcast today. Thank you so much, Alan Van On. Happy Turkey Day to you too. Hope you're enjoying your turkey. Oh, can I just say, if there are any Ghanaians or Portuguese in the chat, congratulations to Portugal for winning the last World Cup match. It was 3-2, but congratulations to Ghana because that was they pulled off a hell of a battle on the field. I am not a big football person, but if I watch a good match, I can appreciate a good match. And Ghana, you bought the fire for Africa. You did very, very well. So if you've got any Ghanaians in the chat, shout out to you, your team. Um, I'm not Ghanaian, I'm Zambian, but they made me very proud as an African. Oh, congratulations, Alan, on 4 months membership. Thank you so much, Church Nelly, for pointing that out because I can't see it on the back end of the computer for some reason. I only see it on mobile chat and I don't have that open. Thank you so much, Alan, on 4 months of membership, and thank you to all of the members. I think there's 97 of you so far. I appreciate you so much. Mad Wilson, an emergency malnutrition task force to prevent harm to children will meet within days and admit this acceleration cost balloon crash. I didn't know about that. Oh gosh. Well, I mean, if we've got doctors prescribing heat, I'm not too surprised about that. Joseph, an old Boston Tea Party might help. It worked for us. I feel like it's coming, Joseph. I feel like it's coming. Linda Lala, Charles needs a stone of Scotland for his coronation. The Queen returned it to Scotland about 6 years ago. This stone sits under the throne during coronation. It's tradition. What will he do now? Yes, I remember we talked about this during Lizzie's funeral. If I were him, I just wouldn't do it. Just don't do it. Don't tick off people any more than they're already ticked off. All right. Was there anything else I wanted to mention? Oh, just that apparently nobody wants to live near the Cambridges. So Princess Eugenie apparently quietly moved out of the Sussex's house, Frogmore Cottage, after alleged drama with the Cambridges. Now I don't know how true this is. But this was in Cosmopolitan, literally only two days ago. And it says that Princess Eugenie move comes after the family's initial plan to relocate from Frogmore Cottage to Adelaide Cottage was dashed, thanks to the fact that Prince William and Kate Middleton moved to Adelaide Cottage instead. Oh, that is very shady, which apparently led to some tension between the families. Well, I'm pretty sure that the Cams don't want anybody at Adelaide Cottage seeing anything. So it looks like Princess Eugenie and her family have now quietly moved out of Frogmore Cottage and into Nottingham Cottage. I didn't know that the Frogmore area was literally called Frogmore because of the abundance of frogs. And I listen to Baron as well, and he sometimes refers to that place as like the swamp. And I could never understand why, because it's literally a swamp with lots of with lots of frogs. But yeah, that's what's going down with the Cams and their relatives. It just seemed like nobody wants to be around the Cams, and the Cams don't want to be around no one. Feeling is mutual. I'm assuming then that Eugenie will probably be between the new home and Portugal because the husband apparently has a job there. If I was Eugenie and Beatrice, I would just go my own way completely. Just use them royal titles, get you some fancy smancy position at like an art gallery or something. Promise to bring in rich clients and just live your best aristo life. Do not try and stay or wriggle your way too much into positions under Uncle Charlie. I think it's the best for them to just get as far away from the firm as possible and get their independence. All right, that I think is pretty much all I have to say for today's podcast. Thank you all so much for listening as usual. And we'll just finish with your comments and call it a day. Thank you, everyone who donated, members, old and new, moderators, and thank you all for listening. Oh my gosh, World Traveler. Yes. So literally, just as I was going on air, I saw the video. I saw the video. So there is a video of Camilla at that teddy bear giving where I'll play it tomorrow, or I'll repost it as a video after this. But there's a little black girl and she lifts the little black girl's she goes to lift, it looks like she's going to pick up her hand, but she lifts the little black girl's sleeve instead, and she doesn't touch her hand. Gross. But yes, World Traveler, I literally saw that video as I was clicking go live. I just didn't have time to bring it up onto the screen. So I was going to mention it tomorrow, but since you mentioned it in the comment section, yeah, I'm gonna post that like literally all over the Duchess of Success social media. So if you haven't seen the clip, or maybe Baron managed to squeeze it into his, I haven't watched his replay yet, but just go on social and it's definitely doing the rounds. Himi, I just wonder that when the coronation's over, the Sussex's family obligations will be over and they'll get rid of Frogmore Cottage. Maybe. Especially since the cams are near there. And then they've probably got MI5, listening cannon devices planted in the trees. I'm just kidding. But seriously, yeah, I wouldn't want to be anywhere that's too near to the cams. Yeah, Rahini, but Meghan was the bully? Give me a break. Give me a break indeed. It was all a lie. It was one big lie. We know who the bullies were.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied. It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied. It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
All a lie. The bullying claims were all a lie. Church Nelly, oh hell no. Oh yes, she did, girl. Yes, she did. I'm gonna repost it. Don't worry. Refresh my channel in like 15 minutes. Louise, there are 3 people buried at Frogmore. Yes, and one of them is Wallace Simpson. They were so shady giving them Frogmore. Wallace Simpson is buried. Well, she's not buried at Frogmore Cottage, but she's buried on the Frogmore grounds. It's like it's a big area. It's not just the cottage. So you had Wallace Simpson buried nearby. It's basically a swamp. It had to be renovated because it was so run down. And at one point, it was also the servants' quarters. Shady as hell. Okay, before we end, because we have some pretty heavy topics today, I want you to post in the comment section what you are grateful for. What are you grateful for? I'm going to read some of them out. Let's bring some positivity in to end the chat. Also, don't forget, Christmas season is upon us, and the Duchess of Success Amazon store is now open. So I'm curating. This is all like Meghan related, Meghan inspired stuff. So link in bio if you want to buy your favorite Sussex Squaddy, any nice Sussex Squad gifts, or buy yourself something. But please do let me know, what are you grateful for this Thanksgiving? Thank you everyone for your Thanksgiving messages. Educate you, I saw on Twitter this morning. Yeah. All right. So we've got Elaine Parker. You are grateful for your family. Lovely. What else we've got? Rahini, you are grateful for macaroni pie for lunch. I hope that it was a tasty, tasty macaroni pie. Trinette, you are grateful for everything. Great attitude to have towards life. Himi fam, I'm grateful for you and Baron and all the other squaddies. Well, me and Baron are grateful for all of you. Louise, you are grateful for being alive. Yes, and life can be tough, but living is still a gift. Tony, you are grateful for waking up this morning. Lovely. A gift love. I'm grateful that the Sussexes are happy, healthy, and thriving. Lovely. Marine, I'm grateful to be alive and in good health. I'm glad you're in good health too. Tony, I'm grateful for the laughs, listening to this podcast, and reading comments from others. Gail, I'm grateful for my garden and the ability to almost live out of it. Also, that I'm still able to do the work in it with my family. That is amazing, Gail Lewis. I'm all about living sustainably, prepping, all that good stuff. Feel like we need to go back to the old ways a little bit more. It must be really nice to have a garden. Adrienne, out of all the things I'm grateful for, everything, but I'm more grateful America didn't lose her democracy. Lovely. All right. Marine Reed, I'm going to give you the last word of the day. I'm grateful that Meghan, Harry, Archie, and Lily Diana are living their best lives in Montecito. And I'm grateful for the whole squad, for pushing back against the hate campaign and for showing up, and the amazing community that we have built. We are so generous. We help each other. We help good causes. And we should all be very, very proud of ourselves. So have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everyone. If you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, just have a wonderful day. Yes, give love. Grateful for this community. And we will catch up tomorrow. Tomorrow is Call In Friday. So if you have anything to say, anything to vent about, please do come on and give your 2 cents about royal news. Ciao, everyone.
I know you don't mean to, but you're blocking my view. I know you got issues, but I got my shit too. I don't wanna be your therapy no more, no more. You don't wanna hear this, but it's you, it's not me. Ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh,
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
Sometimes it's just more than financial.
well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So you know.